Hey guys, coming at you today with a little bit of a recipe experiment because it is summertime and I wanted a strawberry something to sell at my vendor show this weekend, and I have to make cinnamon rolls anyways. So I was thinking, can I make a strawberry roll with a strawberry icing on top? So today we're gonna try to do that. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef with a sweet tooth. And I'm here to show you all the tips and tricks on how to make the best keto recipes possible. So if you enjoy my recipes, please make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell icon to make sure you're notified when I have new recipes. Give the video a thumbs up, and leaving comments really helps the channel grow and to bring you new keto recipes every Saturday. Let's jump right into it. My idea is to cook strawberries down with no sweetener or anything, just to try to get as much moisture out of them as possible. Normally I would use a jam, but our jam has allulose in it and allulose burns very easily. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna put any sweetener in our jam mixture, and I'm just gonna sprinkle sweetener on our dough and then put the jam down on top of that. So really we're just changing the filling on this, and we're gonna see if it works, proofing and baking. And then I was gonna do, instead of a cream cheese frosting, I was gonna do like strawberry glaze with the Perfect Keto MCT oil powder. I might check macros and see if I can change that up to do a cream cheese frosting. Right now, with all that, it is 3 grams net carb instead of 2 for this cinnamon roll. This sweet roll, I guess you can just call it. I'm gonna keep wanting to say cinnamon roll, but everything else is pretty much gonna be the same for this as my cinnamon roll. So I'll link that up there for you if you're just looking for the cinnamon roll recipe. I'm not gonna go over all the ingredients. I will go over, I'm gonna try the oat fiber because people have been having trouble getting the dough to come together with using oat fiber instead of the bamboo fiber. So I'm gonna give that a try today, but all the rest of the ingredients are gonna be the same. So 4 eggs. They have been sitting out all day, so they're nice and room temperature. If your eggs aren't room temperature, I would soak them in a little bit of warm water for a little while to get them up to temperature. It makes it so much easier. You don't have to scrape the shells out, and it takes less time whipping with the sweetener. So 4 eggs, 96 grams of a granular sweetener. While that's going, I'm gonna get all the dry ingredients measured out, and I'm gonna get those strawberries on to hopefully break down and lose as much moisture as possible. I'm gonna start with 44 grams of oat fiber, but I have a feeling I'm gonna need to add more to that. I'm gonna turn that on low because the sugars in the strawberry are gonna caramelize pretty quickly, I think. I might have to do some mashing of the strawberries to get the juices to come out and to reduce down. And I just wanna mention, I've had a lot of comments, and it's just, I want to reiterate that baking is a science. If you don't use the same size eggs I do, it could turn out differently. If you don't use the same brands of things I use, it could turn out differently. That's the problem with baking, especially keto baking, because our ingredients aren't the same across the board on everything. So even my xanthan gum, like, I don't understand why some xanthan gums are stronger than others. I just realized that some allulose browns differently than other allulose that you buy. It all matters. So if recipes don't turn out, it usually has to do with the ingredients you used or the size of ingredients or something, if you don't weigh it out, stuff like that. But that's why I try to tell you everything I know and have figured out over the last 4 years of making keto recipes. And that's why my videos are longer a lot of times. I believe my xanthan gum is twice as strong. I'm on to using Anthony's xanthan gum. The one I bought before was Walmart brand, which is the cheapest you can find. And I was finding it almost 3 times as strong as the previous Walmart brand I bought. It was 5 grams or a half a tablespoon. We'll see. I feel like it should be 6. So I did 6, just to be safe, because I'm pretty sure I weigh the tablespoon out at 12. So like my gelatin is beef gelatin, which has more gelling power than unflavored Knox pork gelatin. So if your dough isn't coming together, you might need to add some more gelatin to it. 25 grams. So 2.5 tablespoons. So I'm gonna sift all that together. The oat fiber is too fine to sift, really. There's no clumps in it or anything. Oh, I should have my stuff whisking right now. I still have to get my wet ingredients. I know I talk too much sometimes, but it's all to help you, I swear. Pretty sure I did bamboo fiber. 44 grams was 2/3 of a cup. I kind of want to measure with a measuring cup and with the scale to see what it weighs out to. Again, how you measure with a measuring cup matters. If you pack it down, it's gonna weigh more than if you just scoop and level. So that was 30 grams. So only 1/3 of a cup and 2 tablespoons is 44 grams of oat fiber. But I have a feeling I'm gonna need more oat fiber than that. Whisk that all together. So I'm gonna get my sweetener and eggs whipping up, and I'm gonna get 1 cup of heavy cream, warm it to 110, put my yeast and my inulin in there, and get it warming probably in my proofer so that it blooms easier. I just gave all my strawberries a good mash in there, and I'm still cooking it. Okay, my sweetener's pretty much dissolved in there. My butter's melting. My yeast is blooming. My strawberries are still cooking. And I got my dry ingredients and my pan ready. So we're just waiting on the yeast and we'll get the dough mixed up. Okay, I'm having a little trouble with my overhead camera. The magnet will not hold my phone up there. So I'm hoping to get this shot. I'm gonna turn this on, add all my ingredients, and then we'll get to rolling it out. Our strawberries are getting real thick in there. I think we're gonna have to pull it soon because it's getting like, we're losing a lot of our strawberry around the edges that are getting real thick. It's looking pretty thick in there. Might add a little bit more oat fiber, but not too much. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and hydrate all the way, maybe give it another whisk, and we shall see. This is our jam. I think we're as thick as we're gonna get. I'm gonna let it cool for a little while. I'm gonna get it out of here so it cools better. This was 8 ounces of strawberries, so I don't know if we can really count 8 ounces of strawberries at this point because there's like so much cooked around the edges, but we'll put it in the macros anyways. I wonder if once that's cooled, we should mix it with some butter and sweetener. Kind of like our filling for our cinnamon rolls. I'd like to see the thickness of it when it's cooled. I'm gonna pop it into the freezer for a couple of minutes. I don't have much room in there. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, it looks pretty similar to me. I mean, it's pretty gloopy, but maybe I'll add 2 tablespoons more. So an extra 10 grams we'll add. I think we're gonna call it there. Let's get our dough out here. Gave our jam a little stir. It's always easier if you oil everything you use. It's been a while since I made this, so. Oil your hands up if you touch it. I really think it has to do with the gelatin and the xanthan gum people use. Yeah, what I was doing was like I did in my pizza video. Use the spatula to get it mostly where you want it. And then, my hands are all greasy now. Even it out. Okay, that's about right. Forgot to measure out some sweetener. We need 1/3 of a cup. Normally I'd use brown sugar. I think I'm just gonna use the classic. I think I'm gonna weigh it right out into my strawberries. Like 63 grams. It's 1/3 of a cup. What are we up to? We're still at 87. So I guess that's just like having melted butter or like, you know, softened butter. Normally I put vanilla in my filling, so maybe I'll put a little bit of strawberry extract. A tiny bit. Okay, well, spread it on. Okay. Looks about the same spreading as doing the brown sugar and butter, so hopefully it's good. Get the rest of that over there. Roll it up. Well, that didn't work so good. Maybe our dough was a little bit softer. I think I'm gonna throw this into the refrigerator just to set up a little bit. I don't think it messes with the yeast that much to put it into the refrigerator. Just so that we can get it cut nicely. Whoa. Yeah. Oh boys. We might have a disaster video on our hands. Be back in a couple minutes, see if I can even slice these and get them into the pan. Okay, it's been chilling for a couple minutes. Let's see if we can cut it and get it into the pan. There's nothing we can do about it now, but as soon as it's proofed and baked, it might still turn out fine, even if they don't look as pretty as they normally would. So let's see what we can do with this. It looks like a big blob. So cut it in half. I don't know. I really keep saying I need to get dental floss in here so I can use that to slice my rolls. Last time I thought about it, I was at BJ's and it was like a 6-pack of dental floss. I'm like, I don't need that much. They're probably still gonna turn out fine, I think. Will they all be able to be sold? That's another story. Problem is when you're doing experiments like this, if they're not all the same size, I don't like selling them because when they're all paying the same price, you want them all to have the same size. So, it might turn out okay. Just a little bit messier to work with. I don't think that's because of the filling. There's a lot of different factors. A lot of it might be too is the humidity outside. If there's more humidity in the air, your dough might be a little bit more sticky. Try to make them a little bit more round. Try to use up all the oil I have everywhere. So I did it all pretty much the right size, I think. So we'll do this guy. That will be the one we try. They were literally only in the refrigerator for like 10 minutes. I went upstairs, made a drink, my protein drink, and came back down and got them out. So they weren't even chilling that long. So I don't think they'll have a problem with the yeast or anything. I'm gonna wrap them, proof them. My mom had a good idea because she doesn't have an actual dehydrator, and last time she tried to proof on her stove, it didn't work. So she put a heating pad underneath and over top of the cinnamon rolls, and they proofed really well. So it's another way you can proof. So wrapping them up and getting them in to proof for an hour. Okay, the rolls have been proofing for about 50 minutes. So I just turned on my oven to 375 to preheat to cook these. I'll be back when they are going into the oven. Okay, oven's ready. We're about to get these not cinnamon rolls, strawberry sweet rolls into the oven. They look pretty similar to the cinnamon rolls still, so let's see how they bake up. I'm gonna throw them in, I'm gonna set it for 8, turn them, see what they're looking like, and possibly another 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Looks like another 8 minutes. I'll probably check them at 7 just to make sure they're not getting too brown on top, but they look just like my regular cinnamon rolls, so hopefully they'll taste delicious too. They look good. They're nice and soft still. Got to set these aside. I figured out we can make a cream cheese frosting still, even with a scoop of the Perfect Keto strawberry MCT powder in it, and top all these guys. I'm gonna make a double batch of the frosting because I need to make a regular batch of cinnamon rolls because I just got an order for them. So I'm gonna make 2 batches, split it in half, and then add strawberry to 1 batch to put on the strawberry cinnamon rolls. You don't want them completely cooled because you want the icing to kind of melt a little bit. So we need, for you, do 80 grams of powdered sweetener. I'm doing double that. And plus I have a whole block of cream cheese out because I always pull out a whole block at a time. And then we need the cream cheese. So you'd need 4 ounces of cream cheese. You need 2 ounces of butter. I'm just gonna use a whole stick. You really should whip your cream cheese and butter together first, but I know mine is really soft, so it's really hot in here. Everything's melty. Okay, so that's about almost 500 grams. So I know that I can cut that in half, do 250, and add the powder to it. I'm gonna beat this up together. First, I'm gonna mush it together a little bit so everything doesn't go flying. I don't even think I used the beater in the original video. Might not. You don't want a really like fluffy cream cheese frosting. I think I just did this last time. Yeah, I didn't sift though. It's the only problem. That's why I say to sift. Should have sifted because I forgot that I didn't use beaters on this last time. That sweetener is so friggin' clumpy. So that'll be for later. We're gonna add some strawberry. We'll do a half teaspoon. Then 1 scoop of this Perfect Keto MCT oil powder. They don't have this anymore, but they do have the collagen that's strawberry flavored, and it's the same carb count, so it'll probably work just fine. I might do a little beat on this because we got that in there. I'm thinking maybe we add a little bit of pink food coloring too, or maybe not. Okay, let's frost them. Should probably taste it. A tiny bit strawberry. That's better. Get them on. So this one's gonna be ours. You gotta remember that one because it's a little bit messed up. Make sure you use all your frosting because it's all counted in your macros. Might as well get it all on there. Here we go. Strawberry sweet rolls. Let's see how they taste. This one's ours over here, so get this guy out. Super light and fluffy still. They are still warm. We get a cross section. Unfortunately, when you cook strawberry, it doesn't look the best anymore, but It's starting to get warm in here. The oven on. I barely had any strawberry in it. I was debating on adding strawberry extract to the batter. I didn't because I don't have vanilla in my cinnamon roll one, so I didn't add the strawberry, but I probably could have used it. It's pretty good. I might have to cut into one of those other ones, make sure the filling is decent looking in the rest. Strawberry filling still worked. The dough maybe just didn't work that well, but maybe just add 4 tablespoons of oat fiber instead of 2. It almost worked. But maybe just adding just a little bit of extract in there would make the strawberry come out a little bit more. It's pretty good. That's why I wouldn't use the allulose, because it already gets so dark. I feel like if any allulose leaked out of there, it would get really dark on the bottom. Pretty delicious. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little recipe experiment. Don't forget to check out my Amazon links and the blog link to the full recipe in the description box below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be back with more keto recipe videos. Bye guys. Happy keto baking and experimenting.